Hey, welcome back. Today I am putting together a harvest and arrange bouquets video. I hope you enjoy. If you are new here, I'm in southern BC, Canada, zone 5, give or take, depending on the year. And I run a small flower farm out of our acreage. So here I am starting with rudbeckia. It is the first week of September, and I'm feeling like the fall vibes are time to start being an addition to the bouquet. So here I am with rudbeckia fulgida or falgetta. It is a smaller, thinner petal than the typical rudbeckia hirta. I really enjoy this one. One stem has many blooms, very good for bouquets. And then I saved seeds, or a friend of mine gave me some saved seeds of these Binary Giants, and they came out red and fuchsia and pink. And I'm really happy with them. I'll definitely be saving some seeds here too. You can see we are in the middle of a heat wave. Overall, we've had a pretty cool summer actually, but right now it's about 40 degrees Celsius, which is I think 104 or 105 Fahrenheit. So pretty warm, and that's why these zinnias are looking a little bit tired and hot. So definitely cutting off of these. They have put out so many blooms and very large because they are the Binary Giant. So just doing the wiggle test, making sure that the bloom stays upright and doesn't swing as I do the wiggle test, stripping the leaves as I go as well. Yeah, some of these leaves look a little bit droopy, so getting rid of them also helps with the aesthetic as well. I have a baby blue spruce that is just coming to size behind me. So I use these zinnias as a sort of placeholder in the garden bed. And I'm so happy I did. I really like having zinnias up near the house. I'm definitely going to repeat it again in other years. So here we are with our harvest of the zinnias, not too many, just enough to sort of add that sort of pop of vibrancy. And then next is yarrow. So these are first year perennials that are blooming. Summer pastels, I think, and the blooms are not as great here. We did have some water issues. It looks a little bit weedy in this area, and it's just because we're sort of sorting out where the heads are spraying, where the irrigation is going, and where it's not. But yeah, anyway, getting this yarrow, I just find yarrow is one of the best fillers. It definitely adds a nice little soft spray of smaller flowers, which I really enjoy. To harvest yarrow, the wiggle test works as well, or just making sure every single of the umbel flowers have opened, and just to make sure that they won't wilt once they are cut. The fuchsia color you can see me cutting there matches perfectly with the Binary Giant, so I'm really happy with that. And then we've got sort of a lighter rose pink as well. Really nice addition to the bouquet. Next, we're doing some single feverfew. This is hands down maybe one of my favorite fillers, even topping yarrow. It just blooms prolifically. I usually get 2 flushes of it. It reseeds very readily, so I'm always making sure to sort of capture some of those seeds and sprinkle them throughout the season, just to make sure I'm getting a staggered succession of blooms for that feverfew. And then we've got rudbeckia Sahara. So this is sort of a surprise mix. They're cross-pollinated, I guess you could say. Every single plant that you get from this packet, that grows from this packet, will be different, which is actually very unique. But they all complement each other. So yeah, it's my first year growing these, and I'm really excited to have them in the garden. Apparently they do overwinter for zones 5. Most seed packets list them as zone 8 and up, but I've heard quite a few different growers have had good experience with them coming back reliably. Same sort of story would be cherry brandy rudbeckia. That one does come back for me reliably as well. So yeah, here's to hoping that these come back, because I just love every single one of them. They are so unique. I'll put them together in a minute. You can see all of them together. They're just so beautiful. Very muted colors, just sort of like a little bit elevated rudbeckia for sure. Here they are all together, and I just really love, like I said, they really complement each other, being different, but also very similar in different ways as well. And then one of my favorite cosmos would be apricota. Here they are. You can see they bloom prolifically. Keeping them deadheaded is probably the biggest task because they are always sending out blooms. But I do harvest that still have one of the faded flowers, and I just remove that because usually there's at least 3 flowers on each stem. Yeah, cosmos are definitely a beautiful, beautiful flower to add to your cut flower garden. And yeah, just the blooms that they put out later in the season are great. Harvesting, I would say, would be cracked bud stage. You can see some of the flowers have not yet opened, but they've shown their color. That would be the cracked bud stage. That would give you the longest vase life. These ones are already opened. Some of them are still in bud form as well, so they'll last a little longer, but these aren't the ideal harvest stage. Probably 5 to 7 days for these, I'm guessing. But cosmos just add that sort of whimsy and that simplicity of a beautiful flower. I definitely love growing these. Apricota is definitely my favorite. The white, afternoon white is another good one. Rubenza, I can't remember the other ones, but definitely apricot is my favorite. And then we've got this reseeding beauty. I planted this probably my first year, so it's been reseeding for at least 3, maybe 4 years now. This is red orach, which is a grain. I think you can harvest it and eat it, but definitely love it for later season. Just whimsy in the bouquet. You can see later when I'm closer, the seed heads just add just this beautiful flowing sort of movement to the bouquet, and I really, really love having this. Love that it comes back every year as well, so far. The leaves typically get some damage. I'm not sure what bug is eating them, but I remove the leaves anyway, as they are not what I am going for anyway. So here's our bucket, quite full. It's always fun to see what kind of mixture I have and how to sort of play off the different colors. So here we are at the flower shed. We purchased this a few years ago, Cedar Sheds. Beautiful kit, and I love just having an area that I can kind of plunk all of my stuff and keep all the dirt and gross leaves and all that, all the bugs down here instead of in the kitchen. So this is sort of my strategy for making bouquets. I'm laying down sort of the base. So my feverfew and yarrow is usually what I'm working with first, and then sort of the larger flowers. So that would be the rudbeckias and then the zinnias, all the different components that sort of make up each bouquet. Today I'm only making 4. I'm bringing these to just a local store we have that doesn't get a ton of foot traffic during the week. This is, I believe, a Monday or a Wednesday, I forget. So not a ton of traffic in the store during the midweek. So I'm only making 4 to bring. Later on the weekend, I'll bring anywhere from 6 to 8, just because they do get a little bit more traffic on the weekends. So yeah, like I said, just making my little piles. And once I have done that, sort of evenly placing all of my ingredients, I will put them into my hand and arrange them from there. And here we are at the wrapping stage. I buy this floral paper bouquet wrap from Amazon. It's a pretty good price, and I just think it really finishes off the bouquets and keeps the stems sort of tidy and upright in transportation and just as they're being moved. So I wrap it with twine. You can see I sort of fold it offset once, and then as I wrap around the bouquet, I tie with twine. I do add a little logo to the corner just to make sure people know that they're getting it from me. I do have little packets of floral food that I attach as well, just staple onto the corner. Not that it's needed. When you're growing fresh, seasonal, locally grown flowers, they typically do last longer than the imported ones, but people are used to it, so I definitely add it to my bouquets anyway, just because they are expecting to have it. And the whole process takes about an hour, hour and a half, depending how many I'm making. And then here are some snippets of my social media. I will take videos and let my customers know that there are more blooms available and tag the store. I just try and do a good job of making sure that they know that there's fresh blooms. I also just love documenting the different bouquets I'll make throughout the season, just for inspiration for the coming growing season as well. So there we are. I hope that was informative. If you have any questions, let me know, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.